We are still tracking storms across the area, plus some new developments in the tropics. It could get interesting. We'll have that in your First Alert forecast.
Yeah, Wes, and just like you showed us, we are going to be breaking down this newly formed tropical storm Humberto, plus another area could become a tropical storm in the next few days.
And it's been nearly a year since Hurricane Helene devastated the Carolinas. We're hearing from one fire chief about some of the lessons learned from that storm.
Live on your side, First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
All right, busy day for us out there, Lauren and Tania. First Alert Weather Day, finally some much needed rainfall.
Yes, it has been so nice to see this rain. Of course, it's made for a messy commute, and goodness, the thunder has been booming here on Red Mountain. Yeah,
and that's what we talk about, when we say impactful, right? All the lightning, some intense rainfall out there. I want to switch radar systems, and Lauren's going to take the controls because we still have some storms out there as we go back over to First Alert AccuTrack at the moment. And here we go. So Lauren is going to zoom into the Birmingham area, and you can see right there we have some more heavy rain and storms developing. This is another wave that has popped up. It's non-severe, but you may be hearing those loud rumbles. I know a lot of folks are out here on the road 65 and 5920. Going to need to just take it slow out there. So if you're expecting someone at home, may want to give them a little while there. It's going to be a slow go with all the rain, the storms, and over towards there's the summit right there. So just so you can see on the map, we got the summit, Galleria's down in here, Shades Mountain, Vestavia Hills. There's Highway 31 over the mountain. So that's all these areas dealing with just a lot of rain back in towards Lakeshore Parkway. But Lauren's putting some times on here. You can see Spain Park High School, 643. That's one area where we could really use it. Inverness Plaza, 647, and Greystone Elementary School, 654. So all the way down towards Heatherwood and Altadena. Yeah, some much needed rainfall happening. But over into Bessemer, you see there, it's really coming down just right along the interstate. Earlier, we were checking out the view from Pinnacle Motorsports. It looks like the heaviest rain was south, but I think we're going to get it this time. As you can see, that rain falling and some intense lightning. So we have storms impacting the Birmingham area. Rainfall rates right now over 6 inches per hour. So that's telling us if this were to stay here for an hour, we'd see 6 inches according to radar estimates. But of course, things are moving along, so we won't see quite as much. But with this kind of rainfall rate, this will dump a quick ½ inch to an inch of rain easily as it moves across the area. So this is why I was saying make sure you have the storm drains cleaned out, because we're going to see some heavy rain. But that's still packing a punch there. We also have some rain, some storms around Branchville and Odenville. Nothing too extreme, but a nice coverage extending back in towards St. Clair County. And then further into East Alabama, we're tracking those storms. You can see over around Anniston and from Lincoln all the way over to Anniston back to Oxford. Weaver, much needed wet weather. I know a lot of you in here, it seemed like at one point in the summer it was raining every day and then it just stopped, and now finally we're getting some more rain. White Plains all the way up through Piedmont, that sweet sound of rain, but there are some lightning strikes being detected, so you need to be indoors. In fact, as Lauren is putting on the screen there, 94 lightning strikes over the past 15 minutes. So with a lot of these storms, the lightning, it is popping out there. So if you're in these storms, you know what we're talking about. First Alert Weather Day and why. So we go to the big picture and back to West Alabama. Not seeing much at the moment, but we'll go flip back on that composite image that we had showing what was coming up back into Mississippi. And this is the latest scan showing, see back in here, a lot of clouds and also some scattered pockets of rain moving west to east. This is what could clip areas to the south where we haven't seen quite as much rainfall. So the good news is I think most areas will receive some much needed rain, but the actual front is still way back in here. So as that swings south later on tonight, there's a chance it could help to kick off some additional overnight rumble. So this is a night where this is not the last of it. There's a chance we might get some additional storms, some additional showers, so that First Alert Weather Day will continue into tomorrow morning. I do think tomorrow, first part of the day through lunchtime, if you live east of Interstate 65, point south, you'll have a greater chance for some of those passing showers and storms. And then a drop in temperature. We've already seen that today. We went from 90s to temperatures right now. You can see here on Red Mountain, we're showing 75 degrees. That's more like it. And temperatures with the clouds and with the higher rain chance chances are going to stay lower. Even a few showers through the weekend will be possible. But future radar coming in showing there's 7 o'clock, and you can see it's doing a good job picking up where those showers are. And then notice by 10 o'clock tonight, it shows it really filling in, especially for areas to the south. So hopefully, again, as this all wraps up, hopefully most of us will end up with some much needed rain. There's 5 o'clock in the morning. Again, maybe some early morning rumbles. Check in with us on Good Day Alabama. Some storms possible early in the day. There's 8 o'clock in the morning. And again, you can see some development, especially south and east. So that first alert weather day tomorrow mostly applies to far south, far east. That's where we still could see a couple strong storms. That marginal severe weather risk is in place across those areas south and southeast. But there's a look at Thursday at 7 o'clock. And then as we take a look at the big picture going beyond tomorrow and into Friday, you can see there's 7 o'clock Friday morning, and we've got this big trough that sets in behind this front here. You can see how that's kind of circled off. That's a upper level trough and upper low. And there's Sunday. So Saturday, Sunday, this feature is close to home. So that keeps us rather cloudy and also keeps a few showers in the forecast as we move through the weekend. And even into next week, there's Monday and into Tuesday. But what's interesting is how is all this going to play out? We sort of hit a roadblock because we have this feature that's left over, and we think that's going to have an impact on turning tropical systems. Look at that in the next week, turning those systems to the north. But we have what may become a hurricane, but there's another wave to the south. Will that sneak into the Gulf? Right now, we're going to be talking more about that actually coming up with meteorologist Lauren Linehan. She's going to have an update on both of those systems because we do now have Humberto, which is a newly formed tropical storm. So we're going to switch gears, talk about the tropics in a few moments. But right now, let's head out to where we have some flooding happening on this First Alert Weather Day. Taylor Pollock checking in. Hey, Taylor, in the First Alert Storm Tracker. I know you were out there on those storms earlier, and it was rough out there for a while.
It absolutely was, Wes. That one period, it was around 4 or 5 o'clock. And there is a little rain in Birmingham right now, but not nearly as bad as how it was just earlier this afternoon. We are seeing the occasional lightning strike out here as well. But I want everyone to take a look at this. We are out on Messer Airport Highway. This is near 33rd Street. And the road is actually blocked off here under this bridge due to all of this standing water here. And if you regularly watch our show, you know that this is a spot that's prone to flooding. We have unfortunately come out here before, and there have been cars stuck out here. The good thing is they do have these barriers up, so no one should be driving through here this evening, which is great. That is preventing people from getting stuck. But I like to come out here because this is just a really great reminder of that rule: turn around, don't drown. If it looks kind of, I don't know if I can make it or not, just don't chance it. Turn around, find a different way to get to wherever it is that you're trying to go, because it's really just not worth it. Again, that rain is still moving through Birmingham. The roads are still slick. So again, just be extra mindful when you are out on the roads here this